And we are live. Welcome to a live stream. I'm D Noseball, Quiet Hype Media. Say, man, Lakers got sent home by Rudy Gobert. They lost in 5 games to the Timberwolves. We got Steve Kerr. Um, he kind of waved the white flag in the third quarter of an elimination game. Uh, um, what else we have? We got the Giannis meltdown, of course. Austin Reeves. I guess I will, of course, start it with Rudy Gobert. And we'll look at some of these things. So we got Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert had 27 points, 24 rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds, 2 blocks, 80% for the field. Fourth player to record 25 20 on 80% field goal in playoff game. He absolutely dominated. And bro, real quick, real quick. We talk shit about Rudy Gobert a lot. Like we talk down on Rudy Gobert. We say Rudy Gobert ain't this. We say Rudy Gobert ain't that. But say, bro, Rudy Gobert just had the game of his life. He exposed the Lakers in a lot of ways. And hey, man, I'm just gonna say it. Timberwolves, man, they got the second highest ceiling in the West right now, bro. It's OKC and then it's the Timberwolves. And hey, people not gonna like this, but I'm happy LeBron and Luca didn't make it out the first round. Just because we got to start seeing these young guys. I'm rooting for Houston to win the series against the Warriors, even though they might fumble it. But I'm just saying, bro. Hey, Houston and Minnesota will be they. It won't be a big win for the NBA, but at the same time, we need to start seeing these young guys. We need to start seeing these young guys. Uh, so let's see what Rudy Gobert. Let's get into the Rudy Gobert situation. 27, 24, 2 blocks. Uh, yeah. Look, say Lakers looking at Rudy Gobert get 27 points and 24 rebounds in the elimination game. That's hilarious. But man, Rudy Gobert, yep, he done earned some of his respect back. So shout out to Rudy Gobert, man. This was a great game. Julius Randle also played great too. Let me see if I can find the uh the game the game log. So LeBron LeBron shot 18 free throws. LeBron shot 18 free throws. That's crazy. It's crazy. LeBron shot 18 free throws. He only had 9 field goal attempts. He made 5 field goals, had 27 points. That's crazy. Um, no, this wasn't even negative. This wasn't. It's game 4. That was game 4. Why the hell they don't got game 5? I would say that was game 4. Okay, let me look at this. I know they got it for sure. There we go. I would say that's crazy. But yeah, shout out to Rudy Gobert. He was the main guy. Him and Julius Randle. Julius Randle that fourth quarter. I don't think I've ever seen Julius Randle play this under control for a whole series. So shout out to Julius Randle. And the crazy thing is, Anthony Edwards, 5 for 19, 0 for 11 for 3. He played garbage. For the Lakers to lose this game, elimination game at home, get beat by Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle, that's a tough situation. Nobody outside of those two did anything. Nobody. Look at this. And it was unfortunate. Dorian Finney-Smith fouled out. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. What? Okay, so Reeves was absolutely terrible in this series. Mm. Austin Reeves was bad. But let me get into some of this. So Luca was pretty pedestrian. LeBron pretty pedestrian. Rui did his thing tonight. Reeves just had a terrible series, bro. Austin Reeves had a terrible series, man. Austin Reeves was terrible. Now let's compare him to Jaden McDaniels real quick. Let me see what Julius Randle did postseason. So Julius Randle has been 23, 5 and 5, 48 from the field, 46 from three. Julius Randle had a great series. Jaden McDaniels, he didn't do nothing tonight, but it feel like he overall had a great series. Yeah, 20. They just got outplayed, bro. What did Rudy do overall in the series postseason? Damn, it felt like he was doing more than that, but 13 points. Rui did his job. Mm. Luca felt like he shot terrible, but he didn't even shoot terrible. 31 on 47 from the field, 37 from three, 31 70. If what did LeBron do? LeBron was 26, 10, and 6. Man, really was Austin Reeves' fault, bro. And they couldn't get nothing off the bench. Yeah. Well, shout out to Timberwolves, man. Timberwolves, bro. Timberwolves really was going crazy. They really beat the Lakers in 5 games. I did want to say this. Would it be better for the NBA now that the Lakers are out for the Rockets to beat the Warriors? How would that even look? Would it be okay? I'm trying to see. Sure, that's tell me. See. So I mean, that's enough on them. Let's get to this. Oh man, because I had just seen because okay, who else was? Because I just seen Steve Kerr was trending hashtag. I just seen some Steve Kerr. I'm trying to find it. Mm, there we go. Because people were saying Steve Kerr quit. I'm trying to figure out. Warriors Timberwolves better. I don't think so, bro. I ain't gonna cap. I do not think Warriors Timberwolves is better. I do not think Warriors Timberwolves better. But it's like Steve Kerr quit. Do people think Steve Kerr quit? Did Steve Kerr quit?
You're not winning that game.
What was so?
Carried over to our offense. It's hard to play offense when you're taking the ball out of the net every single play. They at one point, I think at halftime, their effective field goal percentage was 95%. I've never seen that in my life. So you're not winning that game.
What was so?
Carried over to our offense. It's hard to play offense.
So Steve Kerr said, I think halftime their effective field goal percentage 95%. But they gave up. They pulled on with like 8 minutes to go in the fucking third. Everybody killing them. They say Steve Kerr put this realized he could put the starters back in, and then they did get it down by 14 points. Steve Kerr might have sold, bro. Steve Kerr might have sold. I don't know if I like that. Steve Kerr, thank you for not putting the starters. Put it in the starters. Now, not putting in the starters is crazy. Steve Kerr, 18 minutes left in the game, waving a white flag. Okay.
The NBA is once the shot has been released, you're allowed to hit the guy's arm.
Wait, he was complaining about the finger shit too? I hate Steve Kerr. I ain't gonna say I hate him, but
And so what's happened in the league this year is players always are you're going to outsmart the rules. They know what they're doing. So players all over the league are just taking shots at guys' shooting hands. after release because they know it's not going to be fouled. And I'm very confident that next year the league will fix it because it's only a matter of time before somebody breaks a thumb or breaks a hand or whatever. But these are the rules. I do believe they're allowed to call a flagrant if they want. The refs can call a flagrant if the guy winds up and takes a shot.
Man, Steve Kerr is soft. What does he comment say? I'll get
No,
the
it's been
comment.
happening across the league all year long. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but we have to take it through the league process to speak at a time before somebody, if they want, the refs can call flagrant if the guy winds up and takes a shot. But no, it's been happening across the league all year long. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but we have to take it through the league process to get that changed, and that'll probably happen this summer, I would guess.
And do you think it's impacting Steph in this series?
No, I don't think it's impacting him. It's just again, it's
Hold on. Man, I'm sorry. I think that shit's soft, bro. I think that shit is soft. I think Steve Kerr complaining about the NBA officiating. I think that's soft, man. Because I want to hear some more of this. I'm trying to see. Yeah, let me hear what's. Yeah, I want to hear what Steph got to say. Fuck Steve Kerr. Y'all just got y'all ass whooped too. We not for the glass over that. We not for the glass over that because let me just go and go to this. Because look, Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry combined for 6 for 22, 3 for 12 from 3. What's that? 21 points. Crazy. Shout out Moses Moody. I told y'all, bro. I've been telling people this whole time. Shout out Moses Moody. Moses Moody, bro. Like, I get it. He don't get a lot of PT. He got a role. But in terms of being like a 3-and-D shooting guard / wing, when he gets minutes, I like what I see from Moses Moody. I would love him on the Orlando Magic. Okay, so he had 25 and 9 tonight. I don't know. Am I tripping for bro? Steve Kerr quit on the elimination game. That's just crazy to me. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how to feel about that. I will say, but yeah, man. Fred VanVleet and Amin Thompson went crazy. Amin Thompson finally had his actual what's it called? Amin Thompson had his go-to game. Amin Thompson was going crazy. Amin was going crazy, bro. He gave Steph hell. Yeah. They had to stop. They had to calm him down. He was getting on what old boy ass, Gary Payton. You got to just put the ball in Amin Thompson's hand on this team. I think Jalen Green and Sengun are the fakest stars in the NBA. If the Rockets really want to get to where they want to go, you got to build the team around Amin Thompson, his skill set, and get the right players around him because he's one of the most unique athletes in the league. And I think he's the reason they could win a title in the future if you build it the right way. If you build it the right way, I think Amin definitely. I don't know though. I don't know, bro. Amin was going crazy. Amin was going crazy. You say Amin was going crazy, bro. What people's got to say? The potential is through the roof. I can't even think of a good comp for him. Special talent, same player. This is the better brother, not by a lot, but it's clear. Man, it's easy. It's easy. And I think Ime Udoka out-coached. Ime Udoka out-coached.
Ime here, one of the Ime, here, one of the Warriors broadcasters tonight on the broadcast accused Dylan Brooks of intentionally swiping at Curry's right thumb. How would you respond to that?
I wouldn't. Hell of a job tonight.
Ime,
And he said, I wouldn't.
one of the Warriors broadcasters tonight said he thought you were intentionally trying to swipe down on Curry's thumb, and Kerr was asked about it and said it happens around the league, that it's allowed by the rules, so players throughout the league do that.
Took them fools out
What do you
tonight,
think
so
about that?
proper.
No, I've been playing the game.
Like little, it's gonna
shoot.
be Rudy.
Say,
bro.
bro, come play the game injured.
RC, nah, Rudy did his thing tonight for sure. That was the best game I think I've ever seen him play. He was actually catching the ball, he was finishing, he played with heart and passion. I like everything about what Rudy did tonight. And he deserved me to pause.
Or whenever you guys are all about the game. You know, if I had an injured ankle, I would attack that ankle every single time. So whatever they're saying on the broadcast, they can keep saying it.
Look, see, Goon looking like, bro, this nigga is tripping, bro. But do y'all think Dylan Brooks saying this straight up? He basically saying, say, bro, I know he got a bad hand, I'm going after it. And he say it's a part of the sport. Is that dirty or is that just how that shit go? Man, hey, the Shannon Sharp shit, bro. Shannon Sharp somewhere right now, upset and hurt, bro. He upset and hurt right now, man. Is it gonna go 7 Rockets and Warriors? I don't know, bro. The longer the series goes on, I edge it towards Houston because they got the younger, fresher legs, and Houston should beat them, bro. This should not be no crazy tough series. They gotta do what they did tonight. I think Ime can outcoach. Ime should outcoach Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr is an overrated coach. I think Amin Thompson finding his stride defensively and getting out and running. Sengun doing what he's supposed to do. Say, man, they should. If he goes 7, I got the Rockets, bro. A bit of both. Dylan Brooks ain't say, man. Everybody do that type of stuff, man. We gotta quit pretending, dog. We run around here pretending, bro. Okay, what else had happened? Because I did wanna. Let me see. Dirtiest team in the league. He would, because it's true. People be crying so much, man. People cry so much, man. The Rockets just whooped their ass tonight. Like, it was no. Why is Ime trending? Jalen Green. People gotta give up on Jalen Green, bro. Give up on Jalen Green. I give up on Sengun too. Ime Udoka 4-1 in elimination games.
What kind of conversations do you have with Jalen? Just it ramps. What kind of conversations do you have with Jalen? Just it ramps up even more in an elimination game for him just to have his confidence and go out and do his thing.
Yeah, I think more of the same after game 1 or going into the playoffs, which is stay aggressive, stay confident. Don't start pressing and trying to do too much. Do what you've done all year, which is be consistent and be in attack mode. And when he's not, he's on his heels a little bit. You've seen how those games have looked, but when he's who he is, you saw game 2 and just have a bounce back. And it's just basketball at the end of the day. We keep him confident, keep him aggressive. That's the main thing with him. And when he doesn't second guess, makes the right reads, he'll have good results.
Ime Udoka the best coach in the playoffs right now? I think he right behind Carlisle for me personally. Do y'all think Ime is the best or second best coach in the playoffs? I think he is. The way he maximized this talent is crazy. Your boy Giannis gonna ask y'all, Bucks is done. Hey, nah, facts. I'm finna do a deep dive on the Bucks in a second here, cause just getting out of hand with Giannis, bro. And he shout out white boy Chris. He compared Giannis and what Giannis is going through to Kobe when Kobe was going through what he was going through post Shaq when he had Smush Parker, Kwame Brown now. Like when you just lose 2 to 4 years of your prime, when you are arguably the best player in the league, is crazy. Giannis top 2. But dude, people forgetting, bro. Okay, let's go and get into Giannis. Let's go and get into Giannis. Because I don't think people understand how great Giannis is, bro. I just don't think people understand how great Giannis is, bro. Let me see. I ain't gonna start. This shit was funny. This shit was hilarious. He grabbed that nigga neck and need to go back.
It's Kevin Porter Jr. I mean,
KPJ and Rock can get in there. Y'all hear me over the audio?
And that's what Tyrese Halliburton was doing. But listen, the entire team played.
Look, he's cuffing this dude's neck. Ain't no, I don't care what you saying to me, bro. You can't cuff a nigga neck.
Made some plays.
Look, he's trying to even push a nigga off, bro. I wonder what was said. That was the real shit here, bro.
Was able to get something.
That's a violation. Giannis, bro. But this the thing though. Cause let me go to this game. Let me go to that game. What game? Where was it? April 29th. Let me go to that game. Cause look at this, bro. Look at this. Are y'all not understanding how? Look at this. Look at this. Look at Giannis' stat line, y'all. Giannis was 9 for 17. 11 for 17 from the free throw line. This dude had 30 points, 20 rebounds, 13 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Dude had a 30-20 triple-double, bro. Are we not understanding this? And he's lost 3 to 4 years of his prime, just like Kobe did. So he's frustrated. He should just went straight to the locker room. I don't even know why. He low-key just was crashing out. Udoka, the best coach in the playoffs. I think it's either him, Carlisle, or Atkinson. Atkinson super underrated for what he added to the gap. Man, you can either say Atkinson is good or the Cavaliers quit on JB Bickerstaff. A piece of me is leaning towards them niggas quit on JB Bickerstaff, bro. That's just kind of where I'm leaning with that. Is the live stream stable? Y'all let me know if it's stable, because sometimes this mug just keep on popping up in the window. We might have to do something about this damn Wi-Fi. But yeah. But look at this. Giannis, a 30-point triple-double, a 30-20 triple-double. Yes, RC, you gotta realize, bro, he's one of the best players to ever play this game. And what he's going through right now, he done lost 3 years. Man. Look, this is what he did this postseason. 33 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, bro. Dude just averaged 33, 15, and 7. 33, 15, and 7 on 61% from the field. And he went out in 5 games. Do you know how frustrating that shit got to be? That got to be the most frustrating shit you could ever imagine. But he was completely wrong for this shit. He cuffed the back of that dude's head, bro.
They still trying to clean it up.
But yeah, man. I can't help myself, bro. I can't help myself. Let me jab this one time.
I'm sorry for all the reasons that you ain't winning. And I'm thankful for the ones that you had won while we was kids. Put my soul up in his music and I'm hoping that you hear. Instead of screaming, bro, from Trent, I'm just knowing he gon' hit. When it's 2 years, I know you tired. You getting closer to retirement. Without you in the game, just watching won't feel right. I feel like fuck them other guys. ass. And Steven, they know he ain't right. Talking down, he tryna show out for the hype. Don't do the lame ass shit. I'm watching you up, you don't never leave. And somehow used to find a way to play this game, dunk and shoot from deep. I don't know shit about no Jordan C, but Burner Best won't never lose it. He just with the game of hooping needs. Them players on him, they look up to see. He catching bodies, driving through the lanes, he tryna get another ring. Y'all really mad that y'all ain't 23. Can't X him out cause he the fucking king. I hope that he don't fucking leave us. We out for you. You drop 25 day one. And when you dunk it, the whole world love you. You
It's
the
the
one we
greatest
call
parody.
King Bron. These niggas be
The
hacking,
greatest
they
parody
don't
song
shoot in
ever,
no
bro.
basket. They say you. I'ma say I'm sorry for all the reasons that you ain't win. And I'm thankful for the ones
It's
that you had won while we
hilarious,
were.
bro. That's hilarious, bro. LaValuable playing, bro. This nigga made a LeBron.
Kid, put my soul
They
up in
made a
his
LeBron. What's this shit called? Parody song, praising LeBron. I think that shit's hilarious. But yeah, man. What else we got going on? What else do we have going on? Oh, did y'all? Giannis interview, because I did want to, because he talked about it. He talked about it.
The game, it looked like you were kind of standing there by the 3-point line, then all of a sudden you're in the middle of kind of everything.
First, let's
Just
see.
what
First,
happened?
let's see the Giannis Halliburton dad thing, because I thought this was, bro.
Crazy ending in games. That is right up there with them. The 8-0 run occurred, Greg, in the last 35 seconds. Crazy ending.
Because it looked like it ended on "I love you."
The game, it looked like you were kind of standing there by
But this is what Giannis had to say after.
the 3-point line, then all of a sudden you're in the middle of kind of everything. Just what happened kind of out on the floor after the game?
Nothing. This is the last time I'm going to say. I won't talk a lot. We lost the game. It doesn't really matter. One thing I'll say is that I believe like being humble in victory. That's how I am. Now there can be a lot of people out there that are like, no, when you win the game, you gotta talk shit, and you know it's a green light for you to be disrespectful towards somebody else. I disagree. I've won the championship. They haven't. Okay, and that doesn't say anything. I'm not trying to minimize their effort, but I remember when I won. My mom that she's never missed the games from February 11th or 13th when she came in Milwaukee against the Knicks. She never missed a game. When we won the championship, I remember my mom, she was scared to cross. She was like, am I allowed to come and hug my son? I see, except now my brother does media. For this year, he wants to come back and play. But like, except the Nats, you've never seen my family like sit.
Shout out the
This is
Nasses.
not something that we do. We don't.
Shout out the Nasses. Dude got a his show is called The Analysis. That is hilarious, bro.
I try to keep my family away from the game, but losing the game, emotions run high. Having a fan, which at the moment I thought he was a fan, but then I realized it was Tyrese's son, which I love. Tyrese, I think he's a great competitor. He was his dad, sorry. Coming in the floor and showing me his son a towel with his face. This is what we do. This is what we effing do. This the F we do. This. I feel like that's very, very disrespectful.
That is disrespectful, bro. You running up on Giannis, who is 8 times better than Tyrese Halliburton. Giannis is still got like 5 more prime years. I'm gonna say 4 prime years of dominating. He already NBA 75 champ, Finals MVP, multiple time MVP, and you running behind your scrawny ass son, who most nights ain't even the best player on his team, bro. It's crazy.
You know, my dad, if you guys go and ask and learn, my dad's not with us no more. My dad used to come in the family room and he was the most respectful person ever. You know, when you come from nothing and you've worked your whole life, sell stuff in the street, and your whole
Most people go pop-ish when they win. Don't nobody really celebrate with humility. That's probably his culture or foreign standards or something. We pop-ish over here where we win in my line. You're not lying, RC, but if you go pop shit, it gotta be the nigga that's going off. If that was Halliburton running up on Giannis, okay. But Tyrese Halliburton, daddy, bro, nah, you don't run up on me, bro. Like, I get it, your son or somebody, but you are a nobody. Don't run up on me popping shit, especially when I just had a 30-20 triple-double, and you understand the situation going on in Milwaukee. No Dame, no shit like that. Don't run up on me like that, bro. Your son ain't even like that, but I would respect it more if Halliburton ran up on me. But you, as the daddy, just who are you, nigga?
Your whole life you'll be scared of the police of deporting you and sending you back to your country. You have to protect your kids with all means. You create this mentality of being humble your whole life, to not kind of disrespect anybody, not make the tension high, the emotions high, so anybody can snitch on you, say something bad about you. So when he came here, I remember I was like, Dad, why are you so humble? Why you go to the family room? You don't even say a word. You sit in the back. Why are you like that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry. That's how I grew up. That's what I had around. So when I see other dads, which don't disrespect me, maybe if my son play basketball, I might be in the court. I might be the one on the court, and like 20 years later, you can play this interview and say, Giannis, you're contradicting yourself. But we'll see in 20 years. But I'm talking about right now how I feel. Having
just him even saying that's some real shit. Cause he's saying he don't know how he would feel as a dad and how he would go about it. But I like. Say, bro, Giannis is a dog, man. I feel bad that he lost the last 3 years of his career, bro.
But is that which I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for his son, and I'm happy that he's happy for his son. That's how you're supposed to feel. But coming to me and disrespecting me and cursing at me, I think is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Okay, and I'm not the guy that points fingers, because in my neighborhood, snitches get stitches. So I don't want to say something, for him to say to get fined or anything. But it's not respectful. I talked with him at the end, and I think we're in a good place.
Yeah, they ended it on "I love you," but shit, I'm just saying that shit just was, you know what I'm saying? You don't run around doing those stuff like that. People take that shit serious. I wonder if I could play Shaq and Chuck, see how they feel about it. But we can move on. We can move on. I do want to let me see. Cause this the crazy thing. So the Thunder moved on. They waiting for the winner out of the Nuggets and the Clippers. Timberwolves waiting for the winner out of the Rockets Warriors. Celtics waiting out for the winner of the Knicks Pistons. Cavs and Pacers are set. Man, this gonna be a crazy series, bro. Cavs Pacers. It really is a 50-50 series, in my opinion. Y'all think the Cavs Pacers 50-50? Is Cavs Pacers a 50-50 series? Oh, it's crazy you brought up the Clippers. It's crazy you brought up the Clippers. They are fading for sure. But I just think Jokic just dominated, what was that, game 4? And then Jamal Murray went crazy in game 5, bro. Jamal Murray. And see, Norman Powell has not been doing his job, bro. Shout out Zubac. Zubac been killing. Kawhi been doing his thing. Norman Powell and James Harden just did not show up. But the Nuggets came out so hot, it didn't even matter. Look at this. Jamal Murray just went, bro. Nah, he went crazy.
To come back from 22 down,
Jamal Murray went crazy.
Raised their tempo. Normally a half-court team, and you wondered if that would carry over to tonight. And Norman Powell all going early.
Jamal Murray went crazy, bro.
Jokic patient. He waits for Murray, and Murray sticks the landing on a 3-ball. Clippers have back-to-back wins, including a 34-point blowout in Game 3. And the Nuggets, with that miracle finish, evening up this series, as Murray doing some dancing, able to lay it in. But only 2 3-point attempts in game.
Man, dude from man, what else was I say? JJ Redick was worse than Tibbs. People talk about Tibbs. Tibbs been actually doing a good job. Mikal Bridges just haven't been showing up, bro. Look at Jamal Murray. Look at what do you do against this? What do you do against this, RC? Dude had 43 points.
Tandem.
I don't know what you do
Be
against
more
this.
aggressive defensively. I said against Jamal Murray, 19 first half points. He said we knew he was going to come out aggressive. He's taking tough shots and he's just making them. So we need to continue to make him work, make him take those tough shots. Hopefully he misses a few.
It's now a best 2 out of 3 with the Nuggets regaining home court advantage. Murray's been the hot hand, and Murray stays.
Crazy, bro. But yeah, bro just went crazy, bro. Jokic didn't even have a great game. I've never seen Jokic go 4 for 13, 25% from the 3, 31% from the field. He still had a triple double, but he was terrible. I ain't gonna say terrible, but he was not good. I don't know. It feel like Norman Powell has been kind of garbage. Norman Powell's been kind of garbage, bro. He did have 2 20-point games. Yeah, two good games. 2 good games. But man, you need more out of him, man. Norman Powell got to be better. Knicks low-key got no sense of urgency. Detroit playing them. That's the 3 seed. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree. Let me go back to this. This is just a tough. It's just been a tough series. Last 2 games has been rock fights. Let me go to make sure I ain't talking too crazy. Out of Asar Thompson did have a game in his life. He did, because Asar Thompson, you don't necessarily expect him to score this much. So he had 22.7 rebounds, 2 blocks. He was doing 50% from the free throw line. It's crazy. Cade had a bad game. Yeah. Dennis Schroeder has been the unsung hero in this series, bro. Dennis Schroeder has been the unsung hero. Let me see. Look at just Dennis Schroeder. Let's look at Dennis Schroeder's numbers in the playoffs. So Dennis Schroeder in these playoffs, 5 games. So he's been 52 from the field, 53 from 3, 13 points, 2.6 rebounds. Dennis Schroeder, then game 4 and game 3 and game 4, and then even game 5. So yeah, what was it, game 2? He had 3 really outstanding games for sure. When Jokic and Murray are rolling, they back in business. And the reason why I don't like Redick is he's too temperamental and too emotional to be a head coach. Ooh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. I just think he got a, what they call it? He got a, what's he called? He just need more experience. Only watch games 1 and 3 of Clippers and Nuggets series. Yeah, it's a good series. It was a random blowout in there, if I'm not mistaken. But it's been a good series, but some of the games haven't been that close, if that makes sense. But yeah, yeah. So, does anybody think? Let me try to predict what's going to happen here. So, I do think, just based on how it's going, I think the Nuggets finna close out the Clippers, and it's gonna be Thunder and Nuggets. I think this is gonna end up going 7. Rockets and Warriors gonna end up going 7. But I eventually think the Rockets go pull it out. So I think it's gonna be Timberwolves, Rockets. So I think the West semis is gonna be Thunder and Nuggets. And then I think it's gonna be Timberwolves, Rockets. I think that's good for the league because you have the 3 best players in the West. Yeah, I said it. You got SGA and I'm gonna start it like this. You got Jokic, SGA, and Ant, the 3 best players. They're gonna be in the conference semis. Then I think you got the best coach in the West. He gonna be Ime Udoka, so he gonna be in the semis. Then on the East side, we already got Cavs, Pacers. I think that's gonna be a really good series. Cavs in 7, and I think the Knicks is gonna pull it out and beat the Pistons. But they're gonna be going into this next series because Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart both got hurt last game. So it was a weird ending to that game. I thought the Knicks could have actually pulled that game out in game 5 and closed out that series, but weird injuries towards the end. So I think it's gonna be the Knicks and the Celtics. And I think that's gonna be a funner series than we think, but I still got the Celtics. So I think it's gonna be Thunder, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Rockets. We got Cavs, Pacers, and then I think it's gonna be Knicks, Celtics. I think that's what the semis gonna be. What are y'all semis predictions? LeBron not getting no younger. He not to become a 6 man, but he's not. Austin Reeves needs to become a 6 man. Hey, what are your quick thoughts about Shador free fall? I got you because I've been thinking about this a lot. And because I'm finna find it real quick. Hold on, real quick, RC, because I had a video I definitely wanted to play. Because I had a video where it was some Shador. I had so many videos right here. Let me see if I can just find it. Let me see if I can find it. Colin Cowherd, Shador Sanders. Let me see if they got it in shorts form.
So a lot of times when you go to these combine meetings, teams give you things to challenge you. Teams will have a player's worst plays ready for him, and they'll show him his worst plays and say, hey, why don't you explain them? And Shador apparently didn't take to it well. And at one point, one of the few teams that actually was interested in him said, well, what do you make of this really bad play? And Shador said, maybe I'm not the guy for you. That's not the answer. Another moment. What they do during the film and the combine and the meetings is teams will install mistakes intentionally planted in the install, and they want you to catch them. Shador didn't. And when a coach called him out, once again, it didn't sit well. It's like, bro, there's not many teams needing quarterbacks, especially since Pittsburgh appears to have a deal with Aaron Rodgers and Tennessee's getting Cam Ward. So you're down to the Giants, who are not interested at all, and Cleveland, who traded out of that 2 spot because clearly they were looking for next year's class like the Rams are.
I'm kind of on that boat. Was some of it racial? Maybe. Did Shador help himself a lot? No. I think 2 things can be true. I think they definitely didn't like Shador, but Shador at the same time was very unlikable. So I think Shador definitely was a 2nd round quarterback. I didn't think I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I didn't think none of these quarterbacks were 1st round talents especially compared to last year's quarterback class. This quarterback class was kind of weak to me. I thought Cam Ward and I thought Shador Sanders were 2nd round level talent quarterbacks. But I thought if you needed a quarterback in the first round, I thought it should have been Cam Ward and Shador. But then at the same time, I think Shador, he just was unlikable, bro. And if they don't think you a top tier talent, you ain't worth being unlikable and all the drama that's gonna come with. So that's just my honest thoughts. And then shit it's all right. I think he'll be all right. I think this is good for him though. Now we finna really see what he made of. I still think he could possibly start. But you just gotta show and prove. Sometimes that draft shit don't mean nothing, man. We seen people. What was Tom Brady's 6th round pick? Sometimes that shit don't matter. It's getting overblown. He'll be all right. About the round predictions: Thunder over Denver in 7, T-Wolves over Warriors in 6, Cavs over Pacers in 6, Celtics over Knicks in 5. It was nasty work, but he didn't do himself no favors. You just heard he was running around talking shit and telling people what he really won't do. He's still trying to get employed at the end of the day. Dude ain't no boss. He is a worker. In that terms, if y'all get that, ain't nobody trying to. If I'm trying to bring you in, I'm trying to hire you, and you trying to act like you finna dictate terms, they gonna turn a lot of people off. And it was nasty work, but shit. You make the bed, you gotta lie in it. That's crazy. Jokic got drafted late in the 2nd round during the commercial. Yes. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Ooh, RC. I did want to see Burger practice. Cause I did see some stuff. I wanted to see, cause I'm from Dallas. It was some stuff going on. You feels me? I don't like this practice. Let's see what Paige got, bro. Shout out to them Dallas Wings. I most definitely am. I just think it's gonna be really good, bro. Where the scrimmage at? Let me get to the scrimmage. Let's get to the scrimmage, bro. Damn, they ain't scrimmage. So this is not the video I'm looking for. Where the scrimmage at? Oh, here you go. This is the scrimmage. I'm excited for Paige, bro. The only thing is, I would rather Caitlin Clark. Cause I'm trying to figure out what our 5 gonna be. So we gonna have Paige, Carrington, Enrique, Maddie Segrist, and Tierra McCann. You like that, RC? RC, how you feel about Paige, Carrington, Enrique, Segrist, and Tierra McCann? What's our ceiling in your opinion? Oh, bro, Georgia Moore tore her ACL. I was mad as hell, bro. I was looking forward to watching Shorty cook. I was like, no, she gonna miss the whole season for the Mystics. I would definitely still. Hey, I'm still watching Caitlin Clark every game. I'm gonna watch it every game. But I'm a Wings fan, And the fact that we got Paige, and she's kind of like the natural rival to Caitlin Clark, even though most people wanted it to be Angel Reese. Paige and Caitlin Clark more natural rivals. And I like her as like a complimentary piece, RC. Like she gonna be able to be a just what's they call a glue girl. You heard of glue guys, but I think she gonna be able to be a glue girl, bro. And who is these dudes they playing? Who is it? Who is that? Oh, the scrimmage is the scrimmage over. Yeah, and Alyssa seems lazy. Alyssa seems lazy. She talented. I like that she's a big that can stretch the floor. And but my thing is, can she be in a closing lineup? Is she gonna be like one of those fake starters where you try to make her happy by starting her, and then you can't close with her? It's gonna be that type of situation. But I'm not. I'd rather her than Tierra McCown though. I just gotta see it. She gotta buy. She gotta buy in. I'm more worried about Nalissa Smith than Enrique. Enrique go buy in. Enrique wants to win. Seagrass got something. She worked on her game real hard as a top 3 pick instead of moping when she was sitting behind Satu Sabli. Man, hey, I'm gonna miss Satu. But I don't know. I think this guard wing room, I think it could be special. Man. I love what Dejanay brings as a role player. I love Maddie Seagrass, what she can bring as a role player. Enrique as go-to late game closer, Paige as the bridge to bring it all together. I like everything about this backcourt / wings. Now the bigs is where I have my questions. See, Nalissa Smith and all that, they doing all this old smiling. I don't like all that, bro. But yeah, man. Paige, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Bro. Let me see.
Allowed us to be able to see the little kids that's in 7th grade that is doing their thing, and people say, in years such and such, watch out for them.
Yeah.
But Paige Beckers was one of those little kids that had that right up to say she's going to be one of the greatest. Social media has allowed us to be able to see the little kids that's in 7th grade that is doing their thing, and people say, in years such and such, watch out for them.
Yeah.
But Paige Beckers was one of those little kids that had that right up to say she's going to be one of the greatest women basketball players ever when she was young. That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
And so we have watched her career, high school to college. Obviously now, as we sit here, being the #1 pick, but her journey wasn't easy. We know what she dealt with in UConn, the ACL injury she dealt with, having to come back and still get back to the level of greatness that we expected from a Paige Becker. She did it right away, not missing a beat. And so she said it last year. She said, y'all have seen the world tour, but y'all have not seen the work tour. And she don't show her work. And you can tell she works her butt off because of the results are there. The one thing about social media has allowed us to be.
Yeah, D-Wade, I guess. I don't like this. Bro. We don't even wear fucking hats down here, bro. We don't wear hats down here, bro. Why didn't the Lakers bring up Lou Skunt from the G League? Who the hell is Lou Skunt? If this is not a real person, I'll be mad. But I'm finna look this up. I don't give a damn. Bro, that's not even a real person, bro. It's crazy. Who's this? Loose gun. I found him. Say, bro, that wasn't cool, bro. There's no loose gun. There's no loose gun, bro. I'm excited for the Wings, bro. I'm excited. It's a meat page, Beggars.
Paige, welcome to Dallas. You got your whole starter pack, your cowgirl hat and boots. How does it feel to finally be in a Wings uniform?
It feels amazing. Extremely excited. Super surreal that it's actually here, but very grateful.
You've been in the limelight for just
Messed
so
up, dog.
long. How does it
Messed
feel
up,
to
dog.
be able to just put others before yourself and just that sense of selflessness? Where does that come from?
Definitely think from my parents, through my faith, and also through just the journey that I've been on. I've had a lot of people help me to get to where I'm at.
You ain't
They
fit to
don't
get me
necessarily
again,
give me
dog.
credit, and they don't get to be seen as much as I do. So just giving credit to them, shouting them out, and just making sure that they know they're as important to the success.
Is Paige cute or not? I can't really tell. It's like she ain't ugly, but I don't know.
Discernment to figure out what's for you.
Kind of just stick to what got me here. Continue to stay humble, continue to stay hungry. I always look out for other people as the people look out for me, but just making sure I keep my circle tight, make sure everybody around me has the right motives, has the right intentions, and always stay genuine.
How does it feel to know that just simply being yourself has got you this far?
Feels great. My dad always texts me, "Be you, be great" before every single game, so I try to.
Yeah, she's kind of boring. I ain't gonna cap. Kind of boring. But yeah. It ain't no Dallas Wings person that preview the teams and no shit like that. There ain't no golly. And then I'll probably get to something else. The WNBA. What do they call that? WNBA predictions. There we go. My earlier predictions. She just fine. I bet she don't even know what she's talking about. She just look fine. Rachel Anna Marie Demeter. Who is Rachel Anna Marie Demeter? Paige too skinny. She needs some weight. Paige is okay with the looks. AZ Fudd is fine. Is AZ Fudd fine? Hold on. Let me see. Let me do some research. Is AZ Fudd fine? Let me do some research. She all right. She got a strong ass chin. I thought she went back. Did she go back to UConn? Bro, I know I done went off on a tangent, but what's her name? What's her I think she's so cute. From Notre Dame. I can't even think of her name right now. Oh, Hannah Hidalgo. Bro. Damn, what's Hannah Hidalgo? What's Hannah Hidalgo Instagram? And it's crazy. They go just put her Instagram over here. She looked way better than I thought. Bro, she looks way better than I thought she would look. Stop it. RC, stop it. Stop it. Hannah Hidalgo looked way better than I thought she was going to look. She's kind of bad. Yeah, my baby right now. Oof. Nah, Hannah Hidalgo, pretty, bro. So she's black. She's black. Black mama, at least. Yeah, Hannah Hidalgo is definitely bad, bro. But yeah. Let me see what she got to say. And I'm definitely gonna
This
speed
team
this
already
up.
knows each other. Now, if they become more of a well-oiled machine, I think they could shake out to be the number 1 seed at the end of the season, and they're just going to be a really hard team to beat.
Who is this? She looks good.
What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel Demita, and welcome to
I
the
agree.
Courtside Club. With the WNBA season just around the corner, I thought it was the perfect time for us to
I
go
heard,
in
bro.
and break down some of these teams and give you guys my way too early predictions on where I think these teams will shake out this season, what teams I think will make the playoffs, who I have as my top contenders, and also some teams that are on the bubble and even in my tanking
Man, I'm only
category. So
5'8".
if that sounds good to you guys,
Yeah,
let's jump right in. So let's unfortunately start off with my bottom tier teams of the season. This is no disrespect to the organizations or to the players on this team. I just think it's going to be a rocky road for the Golden State Valkyries, the Connecticut Sun, and the Washington Mystics. Now, on all 3 of these teams, they did do pretty well in the draft, and there are some exciting players on all of these teams. When we're talking about the Golden State Valkyries, they have Kate Martin there. They have UC Tag going there, who you guys know I'm really excited about. And I do think the Golden State Valkyries are going to have a great fan base. I think their fans are going to be really excited to watch this team. They're going to come out to games. And what's also exciting about the Valkyries is they get to basically start from scratch and
RC, do you agree? Do you think the Golden State Valkyries are the worst team going into 2025 in the WNBA? Do you agree with her?
create their brand of basketball. What that brand of basketball is going to be, what style of play they are going to have, is yet to be seen. There are so many unknowns with this team. And while there are exciting prospects on their team and exciting just things about this organization, I do think that they are going to struggle this season. So we'll just have to see how everything shakes out for them. The Connecticut Sun are another team. There is so much going on, and they had a crazy offseason. Most of their team is gone, the team that we saw from last season, including their coach. And then also with the Washington Mystics, like I'm actually a fan of the Washington Mystics for the young players that they picked up. I'm excited to see Georgia Amar. I'm excited to see Sonia Citron. I'm excited to see Lucy Olsen if she ends up making that final roster. As you know, Georgia and Lucy are Courtside Club girls. And I think they, again, have some exciting players, but I just think this year with their roster, with what they have going on, it's going to be a rocky road. I do not see any of these teams making the playoffs. And now let's talk about the teams that are on the playoff bubble for me. These are the teams that I think might sneak into the playoffs. I'm not so sure. They might sit on that bubble for the entire season. And those 3 teams for me are the Chicago Sky, the Dallas Wings, and the Phoenix Mercury. The Chicago Sky did get a new coach. They had some changes during the offseason. They
I'm already beefing. Look who she put in her
Chicago
playoff bubble.
Sky, the Dallas Wings, and the Phoenix Mercury.
She put us in the playoff bubble, RC. We are going to be way better than the Mercury in the Sky, bro. We got a number 1 overall pick, potentially a generational talent. Then we got a Rike. We gonna be better than the Sky and the Mercury, bro.
The Chicago Sky did get a new coach. They had some changes during the offseason. They picked up a player like Haley Van Lith. They have Angel Reese going into her 2nd season. They also picked up veteran guard Courtney Vandersloot. But with that, I still think that there's a lot of moving parts with the Chicago Sky, and I'm just not sure how this team is going to gel together. It might take them a little bit of time at the beginning of the season to kind of find their footing, find their groove. And they also lost Kennedy Carter. Now, whether you love Kennedy Carter, hate Kennedy Carter, she is a great basketball player, and she was a pivotal piece to that Chicago Sky team. Now, they did pick up someone like Courtney Vandersloot, but again, we are just going to have to see how everything shakes out with them. And I still think
Courtney Vandersloot is washed. Like, bro, Courtney Vandersloot is washed, man.
they do have a good chance to make the playoffs, but I think that they are on that bubble, and depending on how well they can gel together with this new coach, find their identity, that is going to be the true test for them to see how well they do this season. Now, Dallas is another team, all eyes.
Ooh.
#1 pick in the draft in Paige Bueckers. Now with Dallas, if we look at their roster here, Dallas to me is also a team. I do not know the identity of this team. They also had a lot of moving parts this season. They picked up players like Nalissa Smith and Dejanay Carrington. Obviously, Paige Bueckers is going into the mix and playing alongside Arike. Dallas has a new coach also. Like there's a lot going on in Dallas, and I feel like with the roster they have now, I'm not sure that it's enough to get them into the playoffs this season. What they do have going for them is I think that Dallas is going to have a huge fan base. I think their fans are going to show up and show out for their games, and obviously that just helps the morale of the team. But I do think it's going to be a tough season for Dallas, and we'll just see how they do. And lastly, the Phoenix Mercury.
Man, Dallas the sleeper team in WNBA. I'm not even trying to be biased, but I can see how it works. You got 4 players that I really, really like in Arike, Paige, Carrington, and Segrist. I think those 4 players are good enough to compete with anybody day in, day out. Switchable on defense. Arike has proven she could be a #1 scorer on a solid team. I think Paige can complement her in the scoring department. She's gonna make easy buckets for everybody. I think the wings are very underrated, bro.
They're another team. Like I feel like I'm saying this with every single team, but so many of these teams had so many changes during the offseason, and so many things also happened with Phoenix. The team that we saw last year is not the team that we are going to see this year, and I'm just not sure about the new roster that they have, if they have enough pieces, if they have the workings to be able to be a playoff team and perform like they did last season. So let's move on to my playoff teams. These are the teams that I think will make it into the playoffs, but they're not necessarily contenders for me. Those teams are the Las Vegas Aces, the Seattle Storm, the Los Angeles Sparks, and the Atlanta Dream.
Whoa. Hold on.
And the Atlanta Dream.
So her playoff teams, bro, the Dallas Wings gonna be better than the Storm and the damn Dream, bro. And I think LA is a sleeper team. And then Vegas, I do think they're a playoff team too, but
Dream. I want to start with the LA Sparks because I feel like I am on a lone island here when I talk about the Sparks. I think they are going to be so much better than people are expecting. Now, if we talk about the Los Angeles Sparks, we have Cameron Brink coming back from injury, and she might miss a few games in the beginning of the season, but she will be back at least midway through till the end of the season. I'm so excited to see her back on the court. The Los Angeles Sparks also picked up Kelsey Plum, and if you know anything about Kelsey Plum's game, she's a dog. She just gets after it.
Bro, Kelsey Plum, Cameron Brink, I think Rakia is finna take a jump. Bro, I like that as your 3, bro. In terms of your best 3 players, I want to see what Cameron Brink look like coming back off injury, but I don't know. She just reminds me of a female chick, bro.
On the court,
I like this Sparks team. I think these are my top 3 watches. I'm gonna be for sure tapped in to the Indiana Fever. I'm gonna be tapped into my Dallas Wings because I'm just from Dallas. But then my 3rd team gonna be looking at a lot is them Sparks, bro. Them Sparks got my interest.
She's super pesty on defense and she wants to win. Like she is one of the most competitive players in the WNBA. And then you also have a second-year player like Rakia Jackson. And I think Rakia is a player who flew under the radar somehow last season during her rookie season. She's a great player. She is going to continue to develop her game, and I expect big things from her during her second year. You also have a player like Dearica Hamby who's super feisty and will get after it on the boards, great on defense. I think there is just so much potential to this LA team. And I think this LA team is going to be one of those teams that you just don't want to face. They are going to be so annoying on the court because they're just going to get after it. They're going to get scrappy. They're going to get on the floor. They're going to get after it on defense. They're going to be there on the boards. They're going to be in your face. And it's just one of those teams that mucks up the game, makes it hard for you to get set in your offenses. I'm high on this Los Angeles Sparks team. I definitely think that we will see them in the playoffs. And I'm excited to see how this new roster, how this new core gets together and how they perform. Now, let's also talk about the Las Vegas Aces. They had a lot of changes, but I don't think still at this point that you can bet against A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson is one of those players in the league. She can take over the game. She knows how to lead her team. She wants to win. Coach
A'ja, hey, I ain't gonna stunt. A'ja Wilson last year, she was looking like a shot chucker. A lot of them games in the playoffs. I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
Becky Hammon is the same way. Whether you love Coach Becky Hammon or hate her, she's a winner. She's going to go after it. They have their eyes set on that prize no matter who is on this roster. Now, I do think there are going to be some extra challenges because they did lose some pieces. They got some new pieces in. They do have Jewel Lloyd coming to the Aces. They still have Chelsea Gray. They have A'ja. They have Jackie Young.
Bro, RC, let's keep it real for a second. Is Jewel Lloyd an upgrade over Kelsey Plum? I do not think so, bro. I do not think so. Let me do this real quick. I do not think Jewel Lloyd is an upgrade over Kelsey Plum. I think that is not an upgrade. I'm saying it here first.
The team looks a little bit different, but I still think that the Aces are going to be in the playoffs. They're going to figure it out. And this is one of those teams that's going to be hard to match up against. So I definitely have them making the playoffs. When we talk about Seattle, another team that had some big changes, they lost Joel Lloyd, but they still have Neko Gumake. They still have Skylar Diggins-Smith. They are adding Dominique Malonga to the mix. Now, how much Dominique plays in her rookie season in this 2025 upcoming season, we will just have to see. But if
Bro, I think the Storm goes suck. I think the Storm are going to suck.
she is able to develop her game and even by the second half of the season start to really get some serious minutes, we're going to see a new style
Second
of
round
play from the
exit.
Seattle Storm, and they're also going to be a team that's going to be hard to match up against. So I definitely see them making playoffs. And last but not least, the Atlanta Dream. I just think that they're a solid team. I think they've been there before. They know what they're doing. I can't talk.
Atlanta Dreams stink too. I love Ron Howard. Ron Howard, my baby, but that team stinks too. Haley Jones is so. Haley Jones probably the most disappointed player in the last 2-3 years that I've been paying attention to.
Can't talk today. They know what they're doing. They added Brittany Griner to the mix. They added a little bit of height there. And so I think just overall, the Atlanta Dream are solid, and I could see them making the playoffs. Lastly, you guys, let's talk about our contenders this season, and I am high on all three of these teams. We have the New York Liberty, the Minnesota Lynx, and of course, the Indiana Fever. Let's talk.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Of course, the Indiana Fever.
So her contenders are the Liberty, the Lynx, and the Fever. I think New York is no longer a contender. I think they're gonna be. I just think they're gonna be good, but I don't think they're a contender. I like the Minnesota Lynx for sure. I like the Minnesota Lynx for sure. I think low key, what's her name? Nafisa Collier. She probably my favorite older player in the W.
Fever. Let's talk about the New York Liberty. They had one of the biggest pickups of the offseason that I feel like no one talked about. Maureen Johannes is going back to New York. She is a sniper. She is a great player. She is so underrated. So they just added another offensive threat
I just think
to the New York Liberty.
Kelsey
I
Plum
think one thing that
better.
goes against
She's
the New York
better
Liberty
than
this
Joel
season
Lloyd.
is it is hard to repeat. It is hard to win back-to-back championships. A lot of teams are going to be gunning for this New York Liberty team. They still have their core players returning. They have Sabrina returning. They have Brianna Stewart returning. They have John
I
Carl
think
Jones
Kelsey
returning.
better,
They
bro.
have their core. They have their coach. Adding Marine to
More
that mix as
efficient.
well. I think New York is going to be
Fit
New
better
York is
in a
going to
team
go
setting.
for that back-to-back, but everyone's going to be gunning for them. And this might be a hot take, but I have New York shaking out as number 3 in the final standings going into playoffs. They are number 3 on this list. So let's talk about my number 2 choice, and that is the Indiana Fever. Now, the Indiana Fever also had a wild offseason. They pretty much cleaned house. They brought in a ton of new players. They brought in a new coach. They have players.
Bro, I think the Minnesota Lynx, bro. I think Nafisa Collier, we just seen what she did with a solid team. She got all the way to the WNBA finals. I think she hitting their strides where she's like the Giannis to Asia Wilson's Jokic. And I just honestly think that they both can carry a team. And I just think Nafisa Collier, I don't know. I just got this feeling about Nafisa Collier, bro.
Returning like Caitlin Clark, like Kelsey Mitchell,
Lynx.
like Aaliyah Boston, like Lexi Hall, like Damaris Dantas. And then they also got big players, veteran players like DeWanna Bonner, like Natasha Howard, like Sydney Colson, like Sophie Cunningham, like Brianna Turner. Did I miss anyone? The Fever had one of the craziest offseason, I feel like, of any of these teams. And another thing that is going for the Fever that's going to make them a really hard team to
I
play
agree.
is that they turn every home game and every away game into a home game. That home crowd follows them wherever they go. Every single Indiana Fever game.
The Indiana Fever or the WNBA Los Angeles Lakers. And Caitlin Clark is Magic Johnson. She either go end up Magic Johnson or Luka Doncic. And I'm scared. Bro, I'm scared Caitlin Clark gonna end up like Luka. But I think the Indiana Fever, we gotta see this how this chemistry look. I think them losing Alyssa Smith is gonna be actually a good thing.
Game is going to be played on a big stage. All of the teams that they are playing against, they are moving them to other arenas. The Indiana Fever are preparing themselves
I
through
agree.
the regular season for the big stage when it comes to the playoffs. They have, 40 out of 41 games on national television. All of these little things actually set this team up to be ready for the playoffs. Now, when we talk about playoff basketball, when we talk about it with the NBA or the WNBA, you always talk about experience. What teams have experience? If they're young, they normally don't do well in the playoffs because it can be a completely separate.
Okay, I mean, she pretty much told us that she think it's gonna be between the Liberty, the Lynx, and the Fever. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I do think LA and Dallas are my sleeper teams. And I think the Storm and who else is overrated? I think the Storm is overrated for sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I might check this out off screen. But what are the other sports topics, man? What are some other sports topics? What's some sport? Bro, I can't watch NHL to save my life. Bro, center is trending on it.
Is that they said Lakers in 5 and the Wolves won in 5. So I think that makes it feel 10 times better. That's like my only answer.
Damn.
You know what makes it feel even better is
Damn. Bro, this nigga Ant did knock out KD, and now he done knocked out LeBron in the first round, back-to-back years. That's crazy. That's funny. Bro, get off my boy Luka, man. Well, he ain't in Dallas no more. Fuck him. Did you hear what Kendrick Perkins said? While Nico Trey look after the language to this. Let me see. Kendrick Perkins, Luka. Is it this one?
Show operates. I like to talk about the team. We welcome Kendrick Perkins to the program. And Perk, I understand the temptation to look at this through the Lakers lens and say, how'd they lose? That's not the way my show operates. I like to talk about the team that won. And I want to give Minnesota their flowers and their due because they go into LA in a spot where I think the world just assumes the Lakers are going to get it in the same way Houston does. They don't. What did Minnesota do that got them this victory that most impressed you?
What, Scott, it was everything. And I actually picked the Lakers to win this series in 7. I did not expect this to go this way. I knew the Minnesota Timberwolves were a physical, athletic team with a lot of length, but it really showed in this series. And they showed a lot of heart, and they showed that they're all in. And it started off with their two bigs, Julius Randle and Big Rudy Gobert is what I call him. I mean, he was a beast all night long. He's really been a beast, Scott, in this series. They've been trying to pick on him, but his numbers didn't show up in the first few games of this series, but his defense has been there. But tonight, he attacked the offensive glass. He imposed his will in the paint. He got it done on the defensive side of things. Offensively putting it back, going up strong, and Julius Randle in the fourth quarter. I mean, taking over the fourth quarter when Anthony Edwards was struggling. And speaking of Anthony Edwards, Scott, can we talk about this young man being the best young leader in the game of basketball? On the night-
I ain't gonna stunt. Kendrick Perkins really don't be saying nothing too crazy. He said everything right. Julius Randle in the fourth, Rudy Gobert the whole game, Anthony Edwards leadership. I think Anthony Edwards and Cade, the two best young leaders. I would say if I had to do young leadership rankings, I'll say young NBA leadership rankings. I'll say Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, and Paolo Banchero. And you can switch Cade and Paolo. But those are three best young dudes in terms of leadership in the league. Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, and Paolo. For sure. But yeah. It was a game before that one and after the game 4, but this one he went off on JJ. It could possibly be. I ain't mad at it.
Trusting his teammates, 8 assists, 11 rebounds, doing everything else that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. I'm so impressed by this Minnesota Timberwolves team, and I got to give them a lot of flowers.
Perk, you know how they do in the playoffs, right? When there's guys are sitting there in the presser and they're looking at the box score. Man, if I circle a couple of these numbers, 7 for 47 from 3 and 0 for 11 from 3 and 15. If I read you that before the game, you're saying the Timberwolves got smashed. They didn't, in large part because of Gobert. And that's a guy, Perk, that like people talk about this dude sometimes like he's some kind of a bum or a scrub. And I know Luka enjoyed going after him last year in the playoffs. That had to feel.
Oh, hold on. That's hilarious.
And I know Luka enjoyed going this dude sometimes like you're saying the Timberwolves got smashed. They didn't, in large part because of Gobert. And that's a guy, Perk, that like people talk about this dude sometimes like he's some kind of a bum or a scrub. And I know Luka enjoyed going after him last year in the playoffs. That had to feel tremendous for him to be the guy. He had 8 dunks in this game, no one to protect the rim.
Can you hear the audio
As much as
okay?
anything, he's a reason they won this game, is he not?
Absolutely, Scott. And look, he got his lick back, right? And look, they tried to go at him. They tried to search him out all throughout this series. And when you go and look at the numbers, the Lakers only shot like 28% against him in his one-on-one defense. He did a hell of a job on the perimeter the entire series, sliding his feet. This man is a 4-time defensive player of the year for a reason. And I'm glad Rudy rose to the occasion on the road with a monster game tonight. I'm happy for him because he does take a lot of criticism. I've been critical of him at times, but I also respect of what he brings to the table.
The role that J.J. Redick plays in this series will get a lot of scrutiny because he was all in with the starters in the game on the road over the weekend, right? They played the entire second half. And LeBron's 40 years old. He's the only 40-year-old we've ever seen play at this level, but there's only so much tread on anyone's tires. What role did Redick's plan play in what happened this evening, Perk?
Hey, I'm J.J. Redick. I know basketball more than anybody in the world. I'm going to stick with this small ball lineup. No matter how big the Minnesota Timberwolves are, I'm going to do it my way because I only care about offense. Forget the fact that they have Rudy and Julius Randle has been punishing us in the paint. Jaden McDaniels has been going off in this series. I'm going to stick with a 40-year-old LeBron James playing the center position. And guess what? If Finney Smith gets it,
Bro, he is cooking him, bro. I'm sorry I paused it, but damn, he's cooking him.
foul trouble, I'm going to go with Maxi Kleber. I'm going to bring him into the game and hope that he could go in there and mix it up. Scott, it was ridiculous. I never want to do this and blame a series on one individual, but I have to blame this series on J.J. Redick because when it comes down to the postseason, as a coach, you have to make adjustments. And when you see that things aren't going as planned, the 2-3 zone trapping Anthony Edwards is not working because he is growing right in front of our eyes and picking it apart. When you see that you need a guy like Jackson Hayes in the lineup, but you're only thinking about offense because that's what you want to do, and you lose this series at 5, then you have to take the blame for this because you didn't make any adjustments whatsoever to adjust to this team and help your 40-year-old aging superstar LeBron James out, who was battling in the trenches all season long, all series long.
He did. And look, the trade.
Man, he just cooked J.J. Redick, and I agree. J.J. Redick is a pompous, know-it-all who think he's the smartest man in the world and talk like he got a PhD in basketball, which he basically does, but he talk about that shit like that shit is astrophysics.
Trade of early February that sent Luka there, shockwaves, and they're still dealing with it in Dallas. But in the end of it, Perk, this is a first-round exit where the Lakers win one game, and we wonder, what's the future look like for LeBron? Because, look, we're going to wake up one day, Perk, and it's going to be over, right? Man's a billionaire. He's going to pivot into other things. It won't be this. And I'm not saying that's now, but, like, you don't have to squint too hard to see it. There won't be unlimited runway here. I'm just asking, what's the assessment you make in the moment of what the Lakers are now looking at?
Well, I mean, listen, when you have LeBron James playing at the level and you actually have a shot, the Lakers had a legitimate shot at making it to the NBA Finals this season. You're supposed to maximize that. I don't know what the future holds for LeBron James. I don't believe he knows what it holds, right? It's going to take him some time to sit back, decompress, and gather his thoughts. But I will say this, right? One thing the Lakers do have, they have an international superstar in Luka. And the one thing we know about Jeannie Buss in the history of the Lakers, they love superstars. Long as they're filling up butts in the seats and selling jerseys, they're going to be just fine. And that's just the way.
Yeah, J.J. Redick could know it all, bro. This shit's annoying. He act like he an astrophysicist.
And they will move on a emphatic and impressive 4-1 series win, getting it done in L.A. on Wednesday night.
Start calling that boy Neil deGrasse J.J. Neil deGrasse Redick or something like that. Bro, think he's the end all be all of basketball knowledge. JJ Redick post game interview. Hey, did y'all see this?
Coach, how do you assess the impact the Timberwolves second unit has had on the series?
How do I assess it? Well, I think their top 8 is as good as any top 8 in the league. They have starting caliber players coming off their bench, guys who have obviously started in their careers. Hasn't necessarily been every game, but they've consistently had an impact, at least one of them, if not 2 or 3 of them in every game. And we knew that coming into the series. The list of fear factors was bountiful coming into the series, and those guys were at the top right after Edwards.
Hey, Coach, back here. Back. As you watch the film, what do you recall about your thought process in the moment? Sticking with the 5 you stuck with in the fourth quarter the other day, and is there an assistant or someone maybe that you'll lean on tonight, maybe to try to get some other guys involved if that opportunity presents itself?
Are you saying that because I'm inexperienced and that was an inexperienced decision that I made? You think I don't talk to my assistants about substitutions every single timeout?
No, I just think there's a lot of coaches lean on their assistants in those situations.
As do I, every single time. That's a weird assumption.
Stoned out like a little bit. Oh man, JJ Redick goddamn crybaby. Let me see what the comments gonna say. I wonder how JJ the podcaster would criticize JJ the coach after his substitution patterns and for how he conducted himself in his press conference. And the other coaches thought that was a solid 4-quarter strategy. JJ Redick not taking the same accountability that he used to scream at Doc Rivers about. JJ doesn't want to make the admit to his mistakes and get triggered. Yep. Let's hear what Luka had to say.
Luka, first, just quickly, how was your back, and how did it kind of come through for the rest of the game after you had that fall?
It's not good at all, but I tried
Yeah,
to
it was
go.
JJ.
So that's it.
Been a crazy couple of months. What stands out the most to you right now after a tough series loss?
Obviously sadness. I think I didn't play the way I should. I think as a team we didn't play the way we could. But I think congratulations to Minnesota. They play hell of a series. They were the better team, honestly.
You follow up the finals run last year with the first round exit this year, and obviously where you were playing was out of your control. What's your thought process in terms of like what you need to do to reach your goal to win a championship, whether it be your individual contributions or what this team needs to do to get towards that goal?
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of different things we can do. I can do. Obviously, everybody got to get better. We're gonna have a long summer, and we should focus on what we can improve as a team, as individuals, so everybody.
Luka, I know we're still 3 months away, but we probably won't get to talk to you before then. So August 2nd, you're extension eligible. Have you thought at all about your future in the summer?
That was a bad interview question too, though. That was a bad interview question for JJ. He was gonna cry about that, but that was just a bad question. You gonna lean on your assistants more? That was just a dumbass question to me. I know my attitude was cook bro well and lost my media job that day. At least I had enough sense to get up and walk off before JJ did. But yeah, that was a stupid question.
I didn't think it yet. I've been focused on basketball, so obviously this is the time, now to think about everything.
Luka,
Bro, everybody is talking about Nico Harrison right now. And it's crazy. I thought this is the funniest shit ever, bro. This is the funniest meme that is out right now, bro. Nico Harrison watching Luka and Lakers lose in the first round, bro. Look at this nigga face. That shit is hilarious. That's hilarious, bro. It's like Nico was right. Nico was right. Man. At least they made it past the play-in. Nobody expect this, to be honest. Man. I don't know, bro. I just still think that shit's hilarious, though. Look at this nigga's face. That's a funny meme, bro. Bro, they said this nigga the worst defender ever seen.
Caught his breath, and he's at the other end and ready to go. Randall, good start for him. The three is down.
Bro, did this nigga, bro? Nah, this is hilarious. This is hilarious, bro.
Ready to go.
Look at this nigga.
Randall, good start for him.
He just put his hands up.
The three is down.
Oh man, I gotta watch this one more time.
He's at the other end and ready to go. Randall, good start for him. In the corner, left three. The three.
That's hilarious, bro. He say Nico Harris really sold the Lakers a lemon. Bro, they called this nigga Luka a lemon. That is funny as hell. But no, this is hilarious though. They say Luka did average 37 and 6 on solid efficiency. So, yeah. They say, what else is going on, bro? Is there anything else going on in sports? Is anything else going on in sports? I bet if I thought.
Number of things happen.
So what happened with Shedeur Sanders?
Well, a number of things happen. The number one thing that didn't happen was there was not a collusion message with the NFL owners.
Okay, what? Okay, a lot of people think that.
I like that, RC. Watch Clay
because they wouldn't be able to keep a secret like that. And
so they might do it, but they couldn't shut up about it.
They wouldn't be able to shut up about it. But every owner is very, very selfish. Now, why would I do something to my detriment? Like if I need a quarterback and I think this kid is it, what he didn't realize is the guys that have fallen in the draft before, they all had unusual traits. Like they had some superstar qualities to them. Now, some other things happened that made them fall, but Shedeur and his family, they overplayed their hand. Them thinking that he was in the same evaluation mode as Eli Manning, they didn't play that right. Them trying to narrow the teams that he was going to go to, that didn't do right. Not working out the combine, that wasn't the right thing. His interview process, obviously he could have done a lot better in that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people left that meeting, felt he was very, very entitled.
Which meeting? Like, because they said Brian DeBall, Giants coach, had said he didn't like the meeting. He asked him, he had some book, was his playbook or something he was supposed to know, and he said he felt weird about it. I don't know who else said they didn't like the meeting with him. Or were just people behind the scenes saying they did?
Well, the thing about it, they didn't draft him.
I know that.
So it's not the tape. And he likes guys to be a little more open before he lets it go. And he doesn't have a big time arm. He's not a big guy. He's not overly athletic.
Mm-hmm.
So his measurables are not, say, first round measurables, but he played football like a first rounder.
But his tape's first round tape. But his measurables are not first round measurables.
Well, you don't play football all the time. You're a human being the rest of the time. And how you're going to be in the locker room, how he already came up with this line of merchandise, legendary, like he's already calling himself legendary. All those things are problems. Right now, he's working check to check, man. Like he's not going to get a big signing bonus. There's not going to be a big guarantee. Any day they want to get rid of him in the week, they can get rid of him.
Don't we think Shedeur is smart enough to know he's not at Jackson State and he's not at Colorado?
No.
Bro, Chris Carter cooked this whole time, bro. He overplayed his hand.
You don't think so?
I listened to too many of his answers. I saw too many of the outtakes. I saw too many times he was working out with other players, and he said things that I thought were highly questionable for my franchise quarterback.
So like what?
When he was working out with Cam Ward, him and Cam Ward, the number one pick.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you want to cut a rap video together? No, I want to be known as a football player.
And he's like, what do you do for fun? He's like, I play football. Like,
why wouldn't you sit down with people? And Something these kids never understand. Even if you're a top 10 pick, you're in the NFL for a long time.
Yeah.
So your interview, your tape, people in the room that see you, someone can like you in the room. They might not draft you 5-10 years later,
Yeah,
man.
you're looking for a guy, you're looking to trade, and they remember your interview.
Yes.
The interview you had.
It's a small world. This whole
Bro,
thing with
listen.
Dion and the media and everything, like it's out of control. Like it did not help him. It helped him make money in college because he got followers, but it actually hurt him as far as him getting a job as an NFL quarterback.
He could.
You mean as Shador, his social media stuff with Shador?
Yes.
It hurt him.
Yeah. What else hurt him?
I know you've
Let
heard
me
his interviews.
let me tell you what he understands today.
Okay.
He ain't running shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what they taught him a great lesson.
Okay.
Like you don't have this figured out. Your dad don't have this figured out.
Who's they? NFL,
Shador?
the world. No, who taught you? Said they taught him. I'm just curious. Like
Well, the system.
the system. Okay,
There's a system out there, man.
Okay.
Like you're going for a job interview. So for his job interview, he was so concerned about what his outfit was. His necklace was over $100,000. Like he hadn't even convinced people that you're the face of our franchise. Matter of fact, he had convinced people that they were better off going in a different direction, even with people who had lesser talent. That's the rub he put on the people.
That's the case. That's a bad interview, bro.
No, it is
A
the
lot of
case. He didn't get drafted right. It's no speculation. Like we're through the draft. We threw 3 days. He threw away at least $30 to $50 million. At least.
Man, Chris Carter just cooked that nigga, boy. Let me see what these comments got to say. So I'm sure he didn't interview well. I still think there was collusion. Yeah. Man, best line. You don't play football all the time. You're a human being the rest of the time. Man. No, that's crazy, bro. That think Chris Carter cooked. But did anybody got any other topics? Any other sports topics before I get up off of here in about 20 minutes? Facts though. You don't show up for a job interview with Nikes, big chains, big boogers in your ears. Nah, not at all. You play the part until you get in the door, if nothing else. Nah, that's a fact, RC. You just cook with that. You play the part till you get in the door. That's facts. That's facts. Why the Ravens trending right now? Oh, yeah, no. Malachi Starks, bro. Man, I ain't go stunt. Man, that defense might be crazy. Malachi Starks and Cal Hamilton. Who they get? Nate Wiggins? One of Wiggins. But nah, they went crazy, bro. Yeah. Nah, they did go crazy. I did see that the Ravens did go crazy. I give them that. What else is trending, bro? What else is going on in sports? So we still got. Yeah, I'm glad people are saying it. Oh, that is hilarious. You get a follow, Brick Center. Bro, look at Austin Reeves. Look at this. Matthew Golden ran. What the hell Matthew Golden ended up running in the 40? He's just a better athlete, bro. Higher overrated prospect. The better you are, the more motherfuckers are willing to take. Dallas pissed me off. We still ain't got no number 2 wide receiver. I don't even think we addressed the running back position in the draft. Oh, let's talk about it. I do got this video too, RC. Let me see. Because my partner sent me this. My partner sent me this. I'm trying to find it. For sure. Find that. What the hell? Damn, I hate that shit so much. Oh, here we go. 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 Watch this. Watch this, RC.
But I'm with you, buddy. I got a great playmakers, but I'm with you, buddy. I got a great player. And I'll give up a little skill if I know this guy got the right will and the right excitement and one of those guys that no matter what, when I come to work, he's going to make me feel like working. And the way he handled that draft choice, when he yelled and big 300 pounds come running, come on, man, let's play. Let's stop playing. I love that attitude.
Your Cowboys team had ego.
You need you're walking on the field against some of the greatest athletes in the world. If you don't believe in you, how the hell can you think anyone else will believe in you?
See, that's how Michael Irvin felt about the pick, RC.
I didn't get my playmakers, but I'm with you, buddy. I got a.
That's how he felt about the pick, bro. So let me see. Still fighting for last place with the Giants. But yeah, bro, RC, man. Cause I've been so bummed out about the Cowboys. I'm trying to let me look up some draft reviews. Because I'm not the highest. And I like Jaden Blue, but Jaden Blue he didn't just go crazy like this.
Welcome back once again into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. We are going to break down and react to Mel Kiper's draft grades for the Dallas Cowboys. Also do, as I'll do every year, little just quick recap of like, if I were in charge, the picks I would have made. We will have a bunch more Cowboys YouTube videos. We're not going anywhere just because the draft is over. So make sure you have your notifications turned on. Don't miss out. Once you subscribe, hit that sub button again, click the bell icon, change notifications.
Bro, this dude head don't really match. His body do it. No offense to him. He seemed cool.
From personalized to all. That way you never miss out on videos like our soon-to-be 100K viewed Cowboys draft grades video. Hit that noti bell icon right now. So Mel, as he always does, gave out grades for all 32 teams. Shocker alert, only the Browns got an A+. I go figure because they got his guy Shadur. He viewed the Cowboys' needs as mainly running back, receiver, corner going in. Did give them a better grade going in than last year. It was a B. Here's what Mel wrote on the Cowboys draft. Coming off, and I'll kind of condense this down so it's not as boring. They could have gone several directions. Defensive line, they lost key depth with Tank Lawrence and Chauncey Golston. They could have picked a guard to replace future Hall of Famer Zach Martin, who retired. They could have taken a tackle to create competition for Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele. They could have done the flashy thing to take a playmaker to help the offense. Doesn't have a standout number 2 receiver behind Lamb or a game-changing back. I thought Marion Hampton might be an option. He was wrong. It never was. And with along with wideouts Matthew Golden, Tedder McMillan, who was off the board. So what the Cowboys do? They went with the unflashy, and they took Tyler Booker, who can step in for Martin. More to come on Booker and what Mel thinks about him. But do you like that pick? Are you a fan of the selection of Tyler Booker all these days later? This is the pinned comments on today's show. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, great. Take advantage of it. Head down there. Safe space to be positive or negative. It's democracy. It's America, after all.
Okay. I'm going to speak through
as
this.
we're going to the show, not the specific pick I would have made. But at this point, it's all very clear. The Cowboys really wanted Tedder McMillan. Didn't work out that way for them. Just is the value of a guard worth it at 12. I think Mel does mostly sum this up pretty well here. He says, look, I like Booker as a player. He is my number 1 ranked guard. I just don't love the value at number 12, which I wrote about Thursday.
That's how I felt. A guard at 12, bro, was fucking crazy. It drove me crazy.
Night. I would have rather had them trade down to add more capital that could help a depleted roster. I don't think team owner Jerry Jones and co will care much about the value if Booker becomes a multi-time Pro Bowler, but it matters. I'm trying to grade a class from top to bottom.
Facts. I feel them on that. Let me see this real quick. Scouting report, great size, anchor. It is a power at the guard position, high praise for his leadership abilities, lacks athleticism. What? He lacks athleticism and foot quickness. What the fuck?
That I didn't have Booker as my highest grade player, so but factor out
so we got
stuff and spots he didn't need at all.
Now let's see what he said about this. Now I did like what the Cowboys did on day 2. Added edge rusher Izaraku, I can't even say this nigga name, and cornerback Siobhan Rebel, both of whom could have landed in the first if everything broke right.
Both of whom could have landed in the first round if everything had broken right, or not torn in Savone's case. They have plenty of potential to be early starters for a Dallas defense undergoing a ton of turnover. Ezaraku could help fans forget about Lawrence's time with the team ended unceremoniously. For me, Ezaraku was a top 30 player in the class. He was only 4 back of.
So he was a top 30. So people actually thought Rocco was really like that. So his scouting report saw the athlete with great being and better length for his height, has shown growth as a tackler and finisher. Doesn't always convert speed, length, power like others in his class. So he's the number 6 edge rusher, 28th overall. We got him in the second round at 44, I think. Now let's look at the scouting report on Siobhan Revel, number 5 corner, 38th overall. Has the size, frame, and speed to succeed at classic outside corner. Was playing really well in 24. Torn ACL. Needs better ball skills. Oh man, so his ball skills should be better, and he's coming off a torn ACL.
Round. I would have been fully on board taking him in the second. I would have had no complaints about that pick. I would have said, sweet, you're getting a potential long-term starter for you, and you got him in the third. That's a specifically. Then we'll come back to some of the other day 3 picks here. But Jaden Blue was the
Jaden Blue.
But I had other.
So Mel Carver has said on day 3, the Cowboys finally snagged a running back, but I had others rated over Jaden Blue. Damian Martinez, Devin Neal, and DJ Giddens were all higher on my rankings. Dallas also traded up for Blue, eating into his capital. Now, I definitely, because I'm a Texas fan, I definitely thought Jaden Blue was all right. But I think Damian Martinez, if that's the Damian Martinez that was at Oregon State, ended up at Miami, I definitely think Damian Martinez was better than Jaden Blue. Yeah, he's all right. Blue is all right. And yes, we did need everything. So I don't know. But Mel didn't like this.
Others rated over Jaden Blue. Damian Martinez, Devin Neal, DJ Giddens were all higher in my rankings. Dallas also traded up for Blue, eating into its draft capital. Fact check. No, they didn't. Cowboys did not trade up for Jaden Blue. They traded up for Shamar James. And those guys weren't ahead.
The number 16 running back, 133 overall. Gifted athlete and one of the best catchers in this running back class. Well, maybe I liked it then. Offers great slashing and cutting ability. Not the type of player to break tackles, just run past them.
Ahead by a lot in the end. So I do like that pick quite a bit for Jaden Blue. And for the Cowboys, play threat running back. I thought that was another very good pick by the Cowboys. Now, the 2025 Cowboys NFL draft gear is available. There was like
Drift another backfield mark for adding to a crowded depth chart. I like the competition though. J Tor is a big run stopping nose tackle who can plug holes on defense.
Toia is a big run stopping nose.
Okay,
Toia,
so
but
the number 24 defensive tackle. Wide frame with power to blocker, solid vision and processing, then manipulate run lanes, aggressive pass rusher, blacks burst and struggles to find ways to counter. Just as long as you can plug the holes defensively,
not by a lot, and he was
against the run.
192 goes at 272 at a 6-round grade chart with Phil Maffa.
6'2", 341. So maybe Phil Marfa from Clemson. Yeah, cool.
Created it as a B+. Mel had it as a B. His final thoughts were this: it's 2025 haul. I think we all would.
Overall, this is a solid, unspectacular haul.
Give it an A if they've been able to find Pedro McMillan somehow in the first. Just didn't materialize. 25 NFL draft class. A, B, C, D, or F in the comment section of today's show. Doesn't sound off, to be honest. Right.
And this is what this dude would have done. Tyler Warren, Tyler Warren, bro. I did want Tyler Warren, fam. Yeah.
So,
but who'd you tell me to look up, RC? Okay. I'm finna log out. Crunch time LeBron needs to retire tomorrow. Which one is it? Is it the first one?
Yeah, man, just end it, man. Just go ahead and just end it. Just put a stop to your misery. Just get it over with. Leave. Exit. See you later. Sayonara. Arrivederci. See ya. Beat it. Scram. Skedaddle. Get out of here, man. LeBron James is listen, bro. This is what LeBron James need to do, bro. LeBron James needs to announce his retirement tomorrow morning. He really should do it tonight out of the game. He should do it tomorrow morning. Just announce the retirement from the game. Go ahead and make the Instagram post, make the speech at the press conference, let everybody know what's going on. Pass the torch over to Luka and Bronny. He might as well just go ahead and do that, bro. This man has lost in the first round in 5 games, back-to-back seasons. It's gonna only get worse if he stays. Look at what you're doing, bro. You ran AD out of town. Now you're losing in the first round with AD and without AD. So you picked up Luka. Luka went to the finals last year. So it's all falling back on you. It looks like it's you. It's your fault. Kyrie Irving pulled up courtside to watch it go down. Courtside. All of the narratives is coming back because now the players that y'all said that Kyrie needed so bad they can't win together. That show how good that Kyrie was on that run. All of this is showing.
Man, he bring it up Kyrie. It is great. I'm gonna check out the rest of it off stream. But LeBron, that is hilarious. Shout out to everybody that rock with me. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna try to do more of these more often, especially probably on Tuesdays. And I'm gonna start probably just doing probably like my hair is nappy as hell. I had just did be a little mini workout. My hair nappy as hell. But shout out RC, shout out everybody that came through. Please like, comment, subscribe. I will be back. I'll be definitely more consistent, especially on Tuesdays. Tuesday nights. Late nights, Tuesdays, and probably early mornings, like on Thursdays and Fridays. Well, Fridays and Saturdays, maybe. But we'll see. I'll keep y'all in tune. But this boy didn't know about, oh my Lord. Appreciate everybody for coming out, rocking with me. But I'm gone. All right, RC.